Hello everybody, you're welcome back again to the Reggae Appreciation Society. One unfortunate thing about popular culture is that many pioneers of massive movements are sometimes overlooked and never get their flowers, and reggae is no exception. Many reggae fans know that Lynn Tate was the architect of Rocksteady, or that King Tubby was the inventor of dub reggae. But if you ask 10 people who was the pioneer of digital dancehall, more popularly known as Ragamuffin or Ragga, I can bet only one or two will call the name of the subject of today's video in the amazing Wayne Smith. It goes without saying that the most dominant sound in Jamaica today is dancehall, especially with the younger generation who are totally captivated by its infectious thumping rhythms, catchy vocals, and contemporary relatable lyrics. Its influence has exploded beyond Jamaica in the more than 4 decades since digital dancehall was created, and is now a global phenomenon which has infiltrated contemporary pop music with the biggest names like US rapper Drake, Justin Bieber, Rihanna, and practically everybody who's anybody, incorporating its elements into their own music. And let's not even talk about the megastar dancehall DJs who have sold hundreds of millions of records, from the likes of Shabba Ranks, Supercede, Sean Paul, and Vybz Kartel. And this all began with a 19-year-old DJ called Wayne Smith, who unknowingly changed the story and direction of dancehall and reggae music itself forever in 1985. Despite his groundbreaking innovation, he didn't reach the heights that he was supposed to for a number of reasons, as you will see in this video, and as such, his story is not widely known. So now, let's take a look at the story of Wayne Smith, the first dancehall ragamuffin DJ. He was born Ian Fleming Smith in Kingston, Jamaica on December 5th, 1965. He and his 5 siblings grew up in the Waterhouse area, with young Ian Fleming possessing a natural vocal ability that he would showcase in his local church and school as a kid. And on top of his talents as a vocalist, his passion for music got an insane boost as he was next door neighbors with his producer and King Tubby's protege, King Jammy. Jammy's influence would see him learn electrical engineering in school to help him master the rudiments of music production. And by the age of 13, he was already showing his stuff at various sound system events in Waterhouse. But being Jammy's neighbor, it was at the producer's sound system that he frequented the most until he caught his first break as a recording artist. King Jammy would produce his first single titled Ain't No Me Without You in 1980 and his first album Youth Man Skanking in 1982 when he was 17 years old. A stupendously gifted vocalist with a dexterous singing voice that was obviously influenced by Dennis Brown, and a yodeling toasting technique that I personally believe was influenced by his close pal tenor Saw, but on the whole, a practitioner of the Waterhouse vocal style popularized by singers from that neighborhood like Michael Rose, Don Carlos, and Junior Reid. His debut album was released under the Black Joy label in the UK and made major ripples on the sound system scene over there. In those times, dancehall was led by the great King Yellowman, and that sound had emerged as the #1 sound in Jamaica since U-Roy had put out the first dancehall album 10 years earlier in the brilliant version Galore. Dancehall was essentially the vocals of a toaster or DJ flowing rhythmically over the finest Roots Reggae instrumentals or rhythms, cranked out by elite studio backing bands like the Rhythm Kings or the legendary Roots Radix. A formula that swept Jamaica in 10 years and was now taking over the globe at a rapid rate. However, this awesome blueprint was about to be overthrown due to an accidental discovery by then 19-year-old Wayne Smith and a close pal of his named Noel Davey. Noel was a young enthusiastic instrumentalist and melodica player who learned to play the keyboards when Wheeling Souls member George Buddy Hay sent him a Casio M40 synthesizer from the US to encourage him on his musical journey. And those times, young Wayne couldn't play any instruments, so he would often hang with Noel, and both lads would mess around with the keyboards and try to make beats with it. One day, Wayne accidentally selected a pre-programmed rock beat, and when it began to jam, he and Noel stopped in shock as they both knew that it had the makings of something special. They took that beat to King Jammy's studio with great excitement. Jammy heard it and was blown away as well. He would slow it down and laid a few extra features like percussions and hand claps, and the end result was a thumping instrumental that became the first electronic or digital dancehall rhythm. Wayne and Noel would together write the lyrics to the track called Under Mi Sleng Teng, a mesmerizing herb anthem that was derived from Barrington Levy's 1984 hit track Under Mi Sensi. When Jamie completed the production, he just knew that it was fire, but it was totally different from anything else he had ever heard, and wasn't sure if the world was ready to hear it. And Jamie first tested it at one of his sound system dances that weekend, and it was a big hit with revelers. And the next weekend, he used instrumentals as a backing sound during a clash between his sound system and Black Scorpio. Each time he played it, the crowd would go wild with excitement. And it got so bad that Black Scorpio's owner, Jack Scorpio, was forced to shut down the sound clash as nobody wanted to hear any other thing except Under Mi Sleng Teng. So Jamie released Under Mi Sleng Teng on his own label, and it became a monster hit in Jamaica, and very soon after crossed over to the UK. This digital sound caught on like wildfire, especially with the younger generation who were becoming a bit bored of the traditional roots reggae rhythms. And before you knew it, producers all over Jamaica were falling over themselves to make their own digital beats. It also inadvertently spawned a negative trend of practically everybody becoming a producer, as anybody with a keyboard could make music from their bedrooms, as it became obvious that no one really needed a full band anymore to make music. Once you had a keyboard, you could put a beat together, and who knew if it would blow up and become the next Under Mi Sleng Teng. And this proliferation of producers led to a general decline in the quality of music productions in the 1980s. For reasons which aren't too clear to me, this new sound became known in Jamaica as Ragga, a word derived from Ragamuffin, which means an unkempt or rough-looking person. Wayne Smith's accidental discovery that became known as the Sleng Teng rhythm was soon borrowed by the likes of Tenor Saw, Johnny Osborne, Ninja Man, and more than 500 other dancehall artists over the years, making it the most covered instrumental in dancehall or in fact reggae history. It not only made major waves in Jamaica, but took off abroad, especially in the UK. And as a follow-up, Wayne Smith would notch further hits like Come Along and Mad Over Me in 1985 and 86 respectively, before he emigrated to America and settled in New York City in 1989, where he established his own label called Sleng Teng Records. He would put out a considerable amount of music over the years that were at best moderate hits, and will not be part of the incredible dancehall wave of the 1990s and the heavy-hitting superstars like Shabba Ranks and Supercede, who came to global prominence on the back of the digital rhythms that he personally pioneered. I personally think that leaving Jamaica when he did might have had something to do with it, but that's just my opinion. He was a solid presence on the American sound system scene over the years, and would embark on his first tour of Europe in 2011 before moving back to Jamaica in 2012. Sadly, Wayne Smith fell ill with a stomach condition on February 14, 2014, and was admitted to Kingston Public Hospital 3 days later, and sadly passed away on February 17, 2014 at the age of 49. A truly sad and premature end to an amazing artist and pioneer who has sparked one of the biggest sounds in world music. Ragga has since its creation shaped pop music, hip-hop and techno dance music, and has produced megastars over the past 4 decades. And it all began with a kid called Wayne Smith, who indeed was the first Ragamuffin DJ. So there you have it. Thank you for watching the video today. Please leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, Jah bless.